Okay, hello class.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Sorensen.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're going to work on defining food webs, creating diagrams that show the flow of energy between trophic levels, and then illustrating food webs as groups. There's pieces of paper, line paper on your desk, fold it in threes, like we do in my class for pre-test, post-test. And we're just going to go ahead and answer 1 and 2. So are food chains and food webs the same thing? And then go ahead and define what a food web is. What is happening in this picture, Mr. Miller?
The fish is getting farther away.
Okay, that is an option. Anybody else have another opinion of what's happening in this picture?
Fish are being eaten by bigger fish.
Okay, that's what I was looking for, but very good observation, Mr. Miller. And is this how all predator-prey relationships work? Are there just bigger animals eating smaller animals of the same species?
No.
No. Okay. Consider that. All right. Another question for you. In terms of food chains and food webs, the terms food chains and food webs are often used in the same context when referring to things eating things. So why are or why aren't the two terms food chains and food webs the same thing? That's what we're considering today. All right, so here we have a food chain and a food web. Feels the same? Okay, one's kind of messy. Which one?
The one on the right.
Okay. Why do you think that is?
Because the food chain is one particular group of animals that are feeding off of each other, and the other one is like all possible animals that they would feed on.
Very good. Anybody see any other things in there? Any other observations that can be made?
One is linear.
Okay, one is linear.
The other is complex.
The other is Go ahead, Mr. Miller.
A consumer is something, or secondary consumer, right? Oh, okay.
I said consumer,
A
but
consumer is something that eats a producer.
okay. Who can tell me what a producer is and why it is a producer? Bonnie.
It's the way that produces its own energy from the sun and carbon dioxide.
Okay, very good. Anybody else have anything to add to that? Good review of last class. Okay. Here's another way to look at it. So we have our producers down here. What do producers tend to be? Plants. Green things, okay. And then we've got primary producers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers. And on this one, it's another way to look at it. You've got producers, and primary consumers are commonly herbivores. carnivores, primary carnivores are secondary carnivores are tertiary consumers. But that's all reviewed, right? Okay, here's another way to look at this. A food chain is a very small part of what makes up a food web. Okay, what can we deduct from this food web? As far as the animals and species that are involved, plants, animals. Yes, Mr. Miller.
It's very diverse. The species are very diverse. It's just not one single row like it was before on the food chain.
Okay.
Allows for different possibilities.
Okay, different possibilities. Are there only single arrows going from certain species to others, or are there multiple? Multiple. On some there are multiple. Mr. LaValle, did you have something?
Oh, I just noticed that all the energy in the whole system comes from trees and grass,
Okay.
and that there's no microbes or slugs or anything like that.
Okay, so why is all the energy coming from trees and grass?
Because they're the two producers in the system.
Okay, very good. That trophic level term, producers. Awesome. All right, so we're going to move into our activity. I need you guys to get into small groups. You guys work together, you guys and you four. I've given you materials to work with. I want you guys to look at those. You should have a whiteboard, a dry erase marker, a napkin, which is essentially your eraser, and then food tiles. And I want you guys to start off by using those materials to create a food chain. Now, remind me what a food chain is. Somebody from over here.
A single pathway of energy flow.
Yes, a single pathway of energy flow. So go ahead and do that, and use your marker to denote the energy flow in arrows, like we do in a food chain. And you don't have to use all of them, just you have options. So feel free to go through and pick out a single pathway. And once you've done that, switch with another group so that they can check your accuracy. You have a lot of options. I guess I could have narrowed that down a little bit.
We have grass.
Chain right
We have sheep.
Awesome. Go share that with another group. And see what they got. How is your guys' coming along? Oh, you haven't started yet. Do one together. Okay, well, we will need to work on that. We'll assign you to different groups next time if you don't work together.
Sorry, we have something.
Okay, awesome. Can you share that with another group? Yes. Please share it with another group. Okay, awesome. So you guys are done. So go ahead and move on to the next step, which is creating a food web. And you can use as many RSV as you'd like, but the more complex, maybe the better.
We don't know if this kind of like
Okay, so this is typically not how we denote energy transfers.
Good example of why?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Why? Yes, so it should be arrows and not just bouncing lines, because this would...
So if it's just a food chain, does that mean it has to be only producers, consumers, primary consumers?
Yes, it's just a single line of, and this could be a food chain, but
Don't foxes also eat mice?
yes, they do, and so
But this
throw,
was just one example on the web.
yes, in a web. So go ahead and just create your web.
Okay, we'll make it work.
So just do that. Look, we have a web. Okay. All right. So we actually need to move on. Your guys, this looks great. And your food web, I'm sure will come along. Thank you for cooperating and interacting with other groups. And they all looked great. All right, so we're going to go ahead and review food web versus food chain. We're going to beat this topic. What is the difference? They're not the same thing, correct? Or are they?
No.
They're not the same thing. Okay, and that is why. Think of the spider web I showed you. Yes, Bonnie?
A food chain is just a part of a food web.
Very good. All right, trophic levels, that was something we discussed last class and we reviewed this class. And then also the arrows in the food webs or food chains denote what?
Energy transfer.
Very good. All right, that bottom section on your thing, do your post test. Are food chains and food webs the same thing? Define a food web. Create a diagram that shows the flow of energy between trophic levels, which is essentially what you did in your activity. So you're just doing it on your own, and then illustrate that food web. Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.